Hello YouTube land, I'm Sarah. It's time for another adventure of being Sarah, and of course, Rosebutt. It's now Wednesday, January 24th. I was intending to record this on Monday, but the naps kept hitting. It was just not a day to try to record. And then yesterday I just really didn't feel like it. But unlike the last time this happened, no flank pain! Yay! Because that would have been a really bad happening of recent events. Reoccurrence. That's the word I was trying to think. So, I've been doing a lot of stitching, and I've actually done some crocheting and things like that. One of the things I crocheted was a teddy bear, which it's been doing. Sit up. That's better. One of the things was as I said, was a teddy bear. That's one of the ones that I took with me to the Monday night neighborhood watch meeting, and I only had one instead of like a bunch like I thought. Because December and January really have been just super busy with other things, and I just didn't get around to making them. But the officer was still happy with the one bear that I was able to get together and, hand in and that sort of thing. And it's not an actual like program or anything like that. I just do them and they accept them and then they hand them out. So yay, cool. One of the things that I was doing yesterday was attempting to look for the two missing pieces. I still cannot find Quick Stitch Unicorn Love, which is a Hade, and a Shiny Sun, which is sorry, my brain just went. Pomeranian NB, no background. Of the two, I'm much more worried about the Pomeranian one because, well, first it was bigger. Second, I can reprint a dozen of the Quick Stitch Unicorn Love. However, I can't with the Pomeranian. And so I'm like, oh crap, where is it? Because I made working copies, but so I could mark on them with my pink pen, which is now has no ink in it. I think pink felt tip pen. Where are the working copies and the original? The original is with the working copies, which is with the project. Because that's what I was working on. Yeah. So, Shiny Suns is having a 50% off sale until the 31st, I think, because it's their 13th anniversary, so they decided to do a sale of 50% off. They're still shipping, but hey, 50% off of the tarts is really good, because they're not that expensive to begin with, and so when you can get them 2 for 1, yeah, I'd say go now. And the 50% off code, which you don't have to do the 50% off code. Sorry, all of a sudden. All of a sudden. I was fine. But the 50% off code is on their front page. You have to put your, address information in first, which was frustrating me to no end, because I didn't know that. And I'm like, why isn't this working? I tried it with all capitals and no capitals. Why is this not working? Let's try with your information. And it worked just fine. So I went ahead and ordered a backup of that, because it was like a total of $680, including shipping. I'm like, yeah, then I will feel much better. I have another piece. I have a piece of blush 25 count Lagana. So I have fabric if I need to, if I decide to go that way. Sorry, I have an itch. Stupid itch. But I decided, okay, yeah, I'm just going to go ahead. I can always order another piece of the bone Lugana if I need to. Yeah, that'll work. Let's see. So one of the goals I set for myself, which I didn't tell you about last time. Yeah, I didn't tell you about this. Was I decided that I really ought to try more of my untried or unworn polishes. Like, when you collect a lot of nail polish, you tend to collect more than you can wear, and you tend to go back and wear the same stuff over and over and over again because it's your favorite. And I've done that. I need to get backups of certain ones that I don't yet have because I've worn that particular manicure enough times that I know I really like it, so I know I want to continue at least for a while. But that doesn't mean that I don't have untrieds. So I got 3 in last week. This is one of them. Yeah, this is what I painted my nails on Friday, which you see a little few chips, and there's a little divot in chip here and a little chip here, and then of course that is just that there was some problems with the nail itself rather than the polish, because there's some polish on this side where it's hanging on. I'm gonna have to break out the acetone for this sucker. So the first one is from the OPI's Germany collection, because I'm still trying to collect all of those eventually. I want to get all 12 of them. I think there's 12, 10, 12. I don't know. I really like it because of Germanicure. I have a backup with that. I would like another backup with that because I love that particular one. And I took German for 4 years in high school. That does not mean I can speak it. I can speak a little of it, but not much. But this is Berlin There Done That. And it's a nice tannish sort in the bottle, but then when I got it on my nails, it looked like an interesting gray taupe color. And normally I'm one for like super bright colors or whatever, like neons, whatever, sparklies. But this was, I had wanted a neutral. I wanted some sort of a neutral. So I put this on and it just fit the bill. I'm like, oh, this is so pretty. Why haven't I worn this before? One of the other ones that I had gotten at the Big Lots is this. It says limited time moon metal on the. It's a Sinful Colors, and it's called Planet Out. Planet Out. And it's a little hard to see, but it's sort of a metallic looking with sort of an olive, lots of gold to it, and then there's specks are sort of gold olive glitters. I thought this was like pineapples have peelings too, where it's metallic and then it's got the glitter. No. This is shimmer. This is shimmer. This is not metallic. It's just shimmer and glitter. And so, of course, I didn't realize this, and I'm just like, oh, that's really sheer. Yeah, I had 3 coats of this on, and it was really pretty. It was really pretty as 3, but there was no way it was ever going to, it was never going to get opaque. No, I probably would have had to do about 12 coats or something like that. It's that sheer. However, I don't know if any of you remember, but for the 50th anniversary of Star Trek, not Next Generation. Whoa, way too early for that. But the original Star Trek has had its 50th anniversary. Well, Mac did a collection where it was I think it was like a shiny silver. I can't remember if that was the satiny look or not. And I think the gold, there was also gold I'm pretty sure that was satiny. And then there was a one that was like this. It was a topper, and had like these sorts of glitters in it, and it was kind of supposed to be reminiscent of the lizard person that Kirk fights with, and rolls around and falls off the mountain or whatever with. I forget which episode. It's pretty iconic. You just look up lizard person, Captain Kirk. And it's supposed to look like their skin or something like that. Well, I realized that if I put this over, say, Nuance's Goldstone, I would probably get pretty much the same effect as when they put the topper over that satin brushed gold one. I've not tried this yet because I almost tried it on that Friday, but I'm like, I just wore this. I don't want to wear this right now. But I am going to try it. I'm going to try it over the silver and the gold because I have the silver. I don't have any of the Star Trek matte polishes. I thought about it, but they were like way more expensive than I really wanted to pay for the Star Trek, just to be able to say, oh, Star Trek polishes. And then, of course, pretty serious. The Crimson Pearl. And you can kind of see that is not, there's a little reflection here at this angle. But you can kind of see there's a strong blue shimmer to it, which kind of, sort of, you can see on the nail. It doesn't translate, at least to me, it doesn't translate as well onto the nail, but it's still really pretty. I think I needed to do thicker coats on this because I can kind of still see a little bit of patchiness, but like pretty much all the pretty series is there, it's hanging on. It's like, I'm not going anywhere. I have your nail. So I'm going to break out the acetone. I have no idea what I'm going to wear next, but I'm going to wear something. And let's see. As I said, I did some crocheting. One of them, of course, was that bear, and then the other one was the sparkly gray stuff. I did stuff like that. It not finished because obviously you can see the tail, but I have a knot. I can speak English. I swear I can. So I have not decided if I want to do something like this where I crochet around it, so it makes like a pocket, and then put a bar of soap in there. That was the boyfriend's suggestion. So it's like the chainmail scrubbies or something like that. I really don't know. Because there's a lot of scrubby parts on this side with the yarn. The yarn itself, you can see it's got the fringes on this side, and then that side nothing. And that side is very harsh. It's very, very scratchy on that side. Was not terribly pleasant to work with. I've not worked with the other scrubby yarn, so this may be pleasant compared to that one, but that wasn't pleasant to use. So one of the things that I found last week when I was rooting around looking for something, I forget what, was you Oz lovers will appreciate this ancient book. It's my address. Yes, if you thought it was Oz, you would totally be right. This ancient book. I think it's from 1979. It was the printing. But I do have a Jess jacket, I think, somewhere. I think it's up in the closet on the top. I don't know. I don't bother with Jess jackets a lot of the time. Well, sometimes it depends on the book. But when I was little, and I was sick, like with the flu or whatever, the thing that soothed me the most was when Dad or Mom would read to me from this book. It had to be this book, no other. And I remember it even worked when I was, I think it was 2002, when I was super sick with food poisoning. Mom thought she was going to have to take me to the hospital because I was getting so dehydrated. It was just awful. Just awful. Like, yeah. But that even worked then. It didn't put me to sleep then, so I continued reading to myself, but she did, you know, she did read to me from that. And this last time with the kidney sounds, I decided that I would put on Stephen King's The Stand. Evidently, that works great. You know, that works great for a doze off sort of one. So, I have my notes, my notey notes. Let's see. So I did start something. I figured out that I have started 4 things so far this year. And I finished 2 things so far this year. I started and finished the Guardian of the January Guardian for that style. I think that each one of them feels like their individual thing. Like each Guardian feels like a separate piece, even though they're all on one. So I kind of understand why Katie, this Dash Queen, Katie Dash Queen, was counting each time she started a new part, like a 12-part series or whatever. I understand now why she was counting those as separate starts. So the January Gargoyle and the Krampus one, where I did the towel, which the recipient absolutely loved. So those were both starts and finishes for this year. No, actually I started 5 things and finished 2. I also started 161 and the Poppy thing. I think it's called Poppy Pear. It's just a little 5x7. And then the thing that I started this week. And I worked on that this week for the, since this is after when I was supposed to have done a video. I also worked on that because on Friday I just couldn't go to sleep. I just could not go to sleep. And so I decided, okay, well, I'll stay up for Ginger Gerald's Stitch With Me Live video, which was a lot of fun. I quite enjoyed it. I know it lasted over an hour and 15 minutes, and I was working on my piece. It was a little like you had to keep watching the chat. But aside from that, it was a lot of fun. And I was like, really? It's been an hour and 15 minutes? Holy crap. It feels like it's been like half an hour. What? Oh, so I worked on that while that was going on. And then I just couldn't sleep. And I finally went to sleep and finally went, actually, sleep. Like I tried to go to bed, but it just was not working that well. Yeah, about 3 on Sunday morning. Oh well, you tell me it sucks. So, but here's what I did work on. Let's see. I pulled this back out. I had decided that, okay, I'm going to do this until I get to a fan shape. And that'll be cool, right? Because it'll look like a fan shape. And then I'm like, man, I really want to finish this. I really want to finish the border. The border, of course, is Guardians of Notre Dame. So I had to about there. And that was really cool. If I could insert pictures, I would totally insert one right here, but I don't know how to do that. But yeah, that's really cool looking. And so I've decided that I obviously started this spoke, and then so this is April and May. And so I'll do April, May, and then I'll come down here to September and August, and then I'll finish June and July. And I'm hoping that I can get that done really quickly and totally be done with this particular one until February, which would be awesome. Because yesterday, that's all I wanted to work on was that yesterday. And I didn't take it with me to the Yak Yarn local group at the library. And so I didn't work on it there. I did work on some other stuff there. One of which is, Cameron, behave yourself. One, of course, is 161. I got a little bit... Oh, okay, then. I got a little bit more of this part of the black down here done. Because it's going to be difficult, is it? I think I got like 3 or 4 rows on that part done. And it was really kind of interesting that a lot of, and these were not young kids that were there. This is an adult group at the library. But I'm like, how can you not know about World War I and when it ended, and Veterans Day, which is Remembrance Day, and the poppies? Like, how can you not know this? You're like way out of school. They would have taught you about this. They would have taught you about World War I and the poppies and Veterans Day, Remembrance Day. I would assume, because World War I, very important. Oh, and that reminds me. And so I kind of now. My notes are trying to fall away. Sit stay. That reminds me, I borrowed this from the library, which I know this is Tree Channel 1. I don't know. But, so, yeah, I am going to, this is due back on, the 27th, which is, I think, Saturday. Let me look. Yes, it's due back on Saturday. And so, what I want to do is I want to fly through the rest of the border and then put on that and stitch 161 while I watch it. But yeah, I kind of want to take Poppy Pear and 161 and go out and stitch in public. So that would mean going out and stitching in public. So maybe not. Another one. My goodness. Another one that I took to the Yak Yarn and did actually get a bit of time in on it, including some frogging, because olive green moss green. Olive green moss green. It's very similar. The only reason I could tell which one it was is because olive green has fewer number of lengths. So, of course, Pomeranian. So, I got a lot more of that filled in, including that light olive green, stupid froggy thing. Color right now. I don't like that color right now. It can just sit and think about what it's done. But so I was actually really pleased with that. I wanted to get the rest of this, that's this color. I want to get the rest of that done, which I might actually, after this, I might go ahead and fill in that part, just so I can be like, ooh, this entire leaf part is done. That would be awesome. Because at this rate, we're looking at a 2019 stocking, and we haven't even looked at mine. Of course, I have 2 stockings that I have no idea why I still have, because I don't need 3 stockings. I don't think I really want a stocking. I don't know. Anyway, so you're like, wait a minute, what about this start you keep talking about? I did a start. I did a start, and it was one of those ones where I needed one color. Not for the part that I was working on. But I was like, you've got to be kidding me. The reason why I say you've got to be kidding me, because I know I have to have it, is I don't bobbin anymore. So here's 3820, 3821. Where's 3822? It's probably somewhere amongst the 60 plus whips. I'm pretty sure it's not in the Pomeranian. Could be in the Unicorn Love. I don't know. Either way, if I have this one on bobbin and that one on bobbin. I should have 3822 on bobbin. Wow. So on Monday, on my way back into town, I was like, I'm stopping by Michael's. Take my 55 cents. I figured just going and getting another one was a lot less hassle and time wasted than searching for through the entire house would be. So, what is it for? Well, in this lovely issue of Just Cross Stitch, which this is June 2014. I'm sorry, the paper on the paper is super thin. It's ridiculously thin. Ridiculously thin. Like I could tear it if I sneezed. The older magazines had much better quality paper. I'm sorry, they just did. Oh, that's kind of pretty. Let's see. Come on. Here we go. So, I was looking through this magazine when I came across this particular entry of patterns. It's 2 patterns. It's A and B. And I started A because why not start with A? I kind of like that one a little better, but you know, I will do them both. And the reason why is because I don't know if you've seen Ginger Gerald and Elena B and Olivia B and somebody else, I can't remember. I forget. They're doing a mushroom stitch along, which I know they're doing it on Instagram, but I don't have Instagram. But I think it's like hashtag XS Mushroom Sal, all one word. So I came across this, and I'm like, oh, it's mushrooms. They're towels. Mushroom towel. Groovy. Mushroom towel duo. And this is A, and this is B. And so I got one of the colors of A done. I have another towel for B that I used the towel for A that I had my mom wash for me while she was putting in a wash. I'm like, hey, can you put this in your wash? Okay. And so I got it. I have at least one more towel, maybe 2, I'm not sure, of these Huck towels, the Showcase Huck towels. And so I had to wash another one because when stuff sits for a while, it gets super dusty unless it's like in a container. So I was not going to stitch on that. Before it's been washed and ironed. I still have to iron that one. Plus, I really haven't gotten that far on A, so I don't want to start B yet. But I did start my portion of Mushroom Sal, because I don't have the super awesome, fancy-looking Mushroom Sal piece that they're doing. So, my grand start. I know, it's you can tell mushrooms. Well, you can kind of tell with this one. But this has 2 different colors in it. And I did all the lighter color before, and then I did the darker color during that live Stitch With Me. Paper Soft magazine. But you can tell that this is here, and a little bit up here. I have more of that darker color to do, and I'm not entirely sure. I'll probably work on it when I watch Ginger Gerald's videos or something. Yeah, that's pretty much about it. I didn't really have a haul necessarily. I found my mom some toothbrush heads. She has like an electric toothbrush that she has trouble finding the replacement heads for. So she's like, "Can you go buy this on eBay for me?" I'm like, "Okay." So that came in. That was nice. She reimbursed me for the toothbrush heads. Like, why did you buy toothbrush heads? Because Mom asked me to. And then, oh yeah, I did get a frame. I actually FFO'd something, but between needing to get it to the recipient and not really being terribly happy with the framing, I don't frame stuff. Framing is not my forte. The stitching, I do very well at the stitching, but the framing, no. It was too high in the frame, but if anybody remembers from my it was a finish. From my finishes video, the Ecclesiastes to everything there's a season or something like that. It was on green fabric, and it was done in silver and gold. The words were gold, and there was silver filigree stuff with red rose at the top and the bottom. Well, the reason why that became an FFO and not just still stuck in my box downstairs with the tissue paper is because the preacher that we had at church for 8.5 years, which I'm like, it can't have been 8.5 years. It was like 4. But maybe. No, 8.5 years. So, because of family reasons, they decided they needed to move closer to back home, which was Oklahoma and Texas area. And so, because of family reasons, their family is getting older and they need them there. And rather than 14, 24, I don't know, a long way away. So they found a church there, and so they've gone off onto a new adventure. They've safely landed, so yay, good. We will miss them, of course, because if there hadn't been the family circumstances, I think they would have happily stayed here for another 20 years. I don't know. But it is what it is, and so they're off to a new adventure. And so his final week preaching was show me the dates of the month. The 14th. Yeah, I thought so. The 14th was his last day preaching. And so when the previous long-term minister had left, he loved snow. He was a weirdo. He loved snow. And then it rarely snowed when he was here. And the man who loves snow moved to Florida. Yes, that makes so much sense from a snow standpoint. So I stitched him a tiny little ornament that I embellished with Kreinik and of snowflakes. So I told him he can take his snow wherever he wants. Of course, he loved that. And so I was like, man, I wish I had stitched them something. And then I saw what the sermon was, the scripture for the sermon, which was the Ecclesiastes, which of course makes a lot of sense. Time, purpose, time to move on, blah, blah, blah. But I was like, oh, that piece, that green piece, yes, slap it in a frame and hand it over. So that's what I did. So, on to plans and goals or whatever. So, that fell off. One of the things I want to do is I have a book that I borrowed years ago from a friend of mine. And he's been very, very well tolerant of me still having it. And I realized I've had that for a while. I should either just give it back, which he said, no, finish reading it. Or, in this case, just finish reading it. It's the Claret Quintet, which my brain has just, I cannot remember. It's a big blue book. It's got 5 stories in it. I've read the first one, and then I couldn't remember where I was in the second one. I'm like, this seems familiar. So I started that over from the beginning. So another goal is to read that and get that back to Joe, because it's his book, not mine. So my other goal is to finish, what's this? Border for Feb. No, I finished the border for February. I already did that goal. No, the goal is now to finish the rest of the border, so I can put that away for February, and I can do February when February gets here, and then wait till March. But the other one that I have on here is 161. So of course, I definitely want to do that. And And this has been really speaking to me lately. The White Willow's Phoenix. Sorry. Like, where did I put it? My ginormous, absolutely massive start on this. My absolutely ginormous, massive start on this. I would really like to work on that and get a decent amount done, or at least more. Super pretty chronic. It is 021HL. Yes, I have 5 spools of it because I have no idea how much I'm going to need. But I didn't want to add red and I didn't want to add gold because phoenixes aren't really gold, they're fiery, so this looks fiery. So I definitely would like to get some of that done. I have no idea, there's so many I want to work on. It's never over. Oh, you gotta see that. Over there. But yeah, so obviously also work on the mushroom salve. Cause mushrooms. Let's see. Not really sure what else. No, I think that's about it. Let's see. Sorry, I just went woo. I also want to try to do another bear. I don't know. Whatever, but yeah, Rosebud doesn't have anything to tell you, do you? No? Okay. So we're gonna go now. Okay, bye.